my name is Joe LaPlaca, and I'm the Senior Director of the Cardi Gallery in London. I'm very proud to present Hidetoshi Nagasawa's Passage Through Time, 1969 to 2017. The exhibition is made possible by the kind cooperation of the Nagasawa estate. The show spans 4 floors of the gallery, and purposefully, quite purposefully, has no beginning, no middle, and no end. Because for Nagasawa, it was the journey that was important, not the destination.
Born in Manchuria in 1940, Nagasawa's family were forced to move back to their native Japan after the Soviet invasion of 1945. In 1966, after he graduated Tama University in Tokyo, Nagasawa longed for broader horizons. He plotted a reversal of Marco Polo's 14th century route, bought a bicycle, and set off to travel throughout Asia and the Mideast. His epic journey was supposed to end in Turkey, but when he heard Mozart playing from a radio in Istanbul, he was compelled to continue. The classical European music triggered memories from his childhood and brought the realization that the West was a world he had only seen from a distance. Nagasawa wanted to experience it firsthand. From Turkey, Nagasawa traveled to the seat of Western culture. He went throughout Greece and eventually made his way to Italy. In an ironic yet life-changing turn of events, Nagasawa arrived in Milan where his bicycle was stolen. Steeped in Zen philosophy, he didn't see the theft of his bike as a setback. He decided to accept his plight and remain in Milan. There, he met many of the members of the Arte Povera movement and would stay until he passed away in 2018.
Ma is the space between opposing forces, the dividing line between yin and yang. A liminal space, a moment in existence where everything and nothing coexist. And key to understanding the concept of Ma is the Buddhist notion of emptiness.
Here, emptiness is not a void as it is in Western thought. It is the ultimate realization of the formlessness of reality. All things are connected. A piece of paper is not just an object. It's the trees that were cut to make it. It's the water that made the trees grow, the rain cloud that gave the water, and the sun that caused the vapor to rise.
This distinctionless state of meditative consciousness leads us to see the fallacy of fixed concepts, such as a piece of paper. All things are interdependent, infinite, interminable, empty.
Ma is a constant theme that pervades Nagasawa's work, particularly his sculpture. He makes ingenious use of opposing gravitational forces, looking for that center of gravity in steel and stone where everything converges and levitates. It's the contact tension that keeps these works together, suspended on the knife's edge of perfect balance.
Here we have Dionisio from 1993 and Lebeccio from 2017. The marble structures are standing unsupported, relying only on the interlocking stone to keep them from crashing to the ground. They fill their area with a palpable tension.
We see this same effect in Il Compasso de Archimedi from 1991 and the title piece of the exhibition, Il Varco nel Tempo, from 1993. Both these massive sculptures, weighing hundreds of pounds each, stand in perfect equilibrium. Yet when we look at them, we're compelled to anxiously hold our breath. What is the thin line between the sculpture standing or falling to the ground? Here, the Ma is emotional as well. The gravitational equilibrium that produced the marvel of weightlessness and the precarious composition, now in perfect harmony. In 1969, Nagasawa established himself in Sesto San Giovanni. There, in Milan, he would form friendships with young Italian artists like Enrico Castellani, Luciano Fabro, Mario Negro, and Antonio Trotta. A few of them, such as Fabro, would go on to become prominent exponents for it. Arte Povera developed in northern Italy in the late 1960s. These artworks didn't call for a consistent style or signature. Instead, they used common materials and challenged the way artists engage with the creative process.
Nagasawa was highly influenced by Arte Povera. In the Pulverized series of 1969, he takes everyday objects, exploits their materiality, and presents them in different states of being.
There is the original object, a photograph of it, and the jar filled with its pulverized version. The subject is simultaneously past, present, and frozen in time. Firma, from 1970, can be thought of as a metaphor for Nagasawa's entire production. East meets West. Here we see the artist's name in Latin letters, but painted in the style of Japanese calligraphy with traditional black ink and brush. The signature is now presented as a painting.
Nagasawa believed that art should be a direct and sensory experience, never wholly intellectual or psychological. Nagasawa bridged a rift that continues in the world today between his native culture and the Western one in which he spent most of his life. This profound achievement, this bridging of Eastern and Western thought, is one of his greatest acts of humanity. So we at Cardi Gallery invite you to leave logic and rationality at the door and step in to the world that is HIDETOSHI Nagasawa.